first thing the boy does every day when he wakes up is to visit the rooms of all the nuns in the monastery. He doesn't need to knock on the door because these nuns always open their doors 5 minutes in advance, expecting the boy, who has just been recognized as the Holy Son, to enter their rooms and bestow them with holy liquid. However, these nuns don't know that the boy is not really a holy son, but a liar. Just a few days ago, the slave Joseph disguised himself as a deaf mute and worked as a gardener in this monastery in order to get something to eat. The old nuns saw that Joseph had a handsome appearance and finally accepted him. However, what Joseph didn't expect was that on his first day at work when he was picking fruits, his strong body was just seen by 2 passing nuns. It seemed that they had never seen such a beautiful man before and instantly felt hot all over. In order to cool down, one of the nuns named Margaret directly picked up a stick to attract Joseph's attention. When Joseph got down from the tree, he thought the nun wanted to ask him a question and continued to maintain his deaf-mute persona. Margaret also realized that Joseph might not be able to speak, so she said nothing and directly pulled him into a nearby hidden warehouse. After entering, Margaret immediately lay on the ground and made a gesture to Joseph, but Joseph still didn't understand what she wanted. The next second, Margaret tugged at her skirt, and this time Joseph finally understood her meaning. Half an hour later, Margaret, who had completely cooled down, walked out of the warehouse with great satisfaction and praised to her companion that she had just seemed to see heaven. After hearing this, the companion didn't wait for Joseph to rest and also got into the warehouse. Another half an hour later, the other nun walked out, and the two left very satisfied, agreeing to keep the secret. At this time, Joseph had no energy left. He just wanted to lie on the ground and rest, but he was seen by an old nun passing by. Looking at the young and strong Joseph, the old nun also became interested. She also tricked Joseph into the warehouse and prepared to play games. But Joseph had no strength at this time. He angrily complained to the old nun about the process of being taught a lesson by the 2 nuns just now. Unexpectedly, the old nun seemed to have known this matter for a long time, but what she cared more about was that Joseph had actually spoken. Joseph also realized that he had exposed himself. He thought he would be driven out of the monastery next, but he never expected that the old nun mistakenly thought that God had cured Joseph. She excitedly ran back to the monastery and rang the bell, telling all the nuns that a miracle had come. Everyone directly regarded Joseph as the Holy Son. After that, every morning, all the nuns would open their doors and wait for the Holy Son to enter the room and bestow them with the great holy liquid. In this way, Joseph and the nuns lived a happy life together.